Hello everyone, DeckTrolls here, and today I have for you my Blue Eyes deck profile. I'd like to apologize ahead of time because although I do make budget-friendly decks, Blue Eyes is kind of hard to make budget-friendly and good. So, there are a few pricey cards in here. But it's nothing too out of hand if you're committed. Alright, let's get to it. Got 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 1 Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos form and must be ritual summoned. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card was ritual summoned using Blue Eyes White Dragon, when it declares an attack, you can change the battle position of as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, the attack and defense of those monsters is changed to become 0. Also, this turn, if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. You got 1 Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos form, must be ritual summoned, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be targeted or be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict double piercing damage to your opponent. Have 2 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must first be special summoned from the hand by revealing a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. You can only special summon Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon once per turn this way. This card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. This card cannot attack the turn this effect is activated. We got 2 Blue Eyes Solid Dragon. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Negate its effects. When your opponent activates a card or quick effect, you can shuffle this card from the field into the deck, and if you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck. You can only use each effect of Blue Eyes Solid Dragon once per turn. We got 2 Blue Eyes Deep Eyes White Dragon. When a face-up Blue Eyes monster your opponent you control is destroyed by a battle or an opponent's card effect, you can have a Dragon-type monster in your graveyard. You can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, inflict 600 damage to your opponent for each Dragon-type monster with different names in your graveyard. If this card is normal or special summon, target one Dragon-type monster in your graveyard. This card's attack becomes equal to that monster's. If this card on the field is destroyed by an card effect, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Got 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing one face-up dragon-type monster you control. Once per turn, you can special summon one dragon-type monster from your hand or graveyard, and except Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. You got 2 Alexandrite Dragon. You got 3 Maiden with Eyes of Blue. It is a level 1 tuner. When this card is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, and if you do, change the battle position of this card. Then you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this face-up card, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and you can only use 1 Maiden with the Eyes of Blue effect and only once effect per turn, and only once that turn. You got 3 the White Stone of Ancients, a level 1 tuner. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of the White Stone of Ancients once per turn. You got 2, the White Stone of Legend, a level 1 tuner. If this card is sent to the graveyard, add one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. Got 1 Protector with the Eyes of Blue, a level 1 tuner. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 1 light tuner monster from your hand. You can target one effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Protector with Eyes of Blue once per turn. Lastly, for the monsters, 1 Shining Angel. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one light monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck in face-up attack position. Now for the spells, we got 3, the Melody of Awakening Dragon. Discard 1 card and add up to 2 Dragon-type monsters with 3000 or more attack and 2500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Got 3, Silver's Cry. Target 1 Dragon-type normal monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. You can only activate 1 Silver's Cry per turn. Got 1 Dragon Revival Rhapsody. If you control a spellcaster type monster, you can target up to 2 dragon monsters in your graveyard, including at least 1 normal monster. Special summon them. Your opponent takes no battle damage this turn. You can only activate 1 Dragon Revival Rhapsody per turn. Got 1 Dragon Shrine. Send 1 dragon type monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then, if that monster is in your graveyard is a dragon type normal monster, you can send 1 more dragon type monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 Dragon Shrine per turn. Got 1 Advanced Ritual Art. Select 1 ritual monster in your hand, then send normal monsters from your deck to the graveyard whose total levels are equal to the ritual monsters' ritual. The ritual monsters. Ritual summon a card with the name of the selected ritual monster from your hand. Got 3 trade-in. Discard 1 level 8 monster and draw 2 cards. Lastly, for the spells, you got 2 Dragon's Mirror. Fusion summon 1 dragon type fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. Now for the traps, we got 1 Fusion Reserve. Reveal 1 fusion monster in your extra deck. Add 1 of the fusion materials listed from that card from your deck to your hand. Then you can add 1 polymerization from your graveyard to your hand. And lastly, 1 Compulsory Evacuation Device. Target 1 monster on the field, return that target to the hand. Alright, now for the extra deck, we got 1 Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Requires Blue Eyes White Dragon and Blue Eyes White Dragon. Must either be fusion summoned or special summoned by sending the above materials you control to the graveyard in which you do not use polymerization. Cannot be destroyed by a battle. This card can make up to 2 attacks on a monster during each battle phase. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you can banish the opponent's monster. We've got 3 Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Requires Blue Eyes White Dragon, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Blue Eyes White Dragon. At the end of the damage step, if this is the only face-up card you control, and this fusion summoned card attacked, you can send 1 Blue Eyes Fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. This card can attack again in a row. You can use this effect of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon up to twice per turn. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster or monsters you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. We got 2 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Requires 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. We got 2 the First of the Dragons. Requires 2 normal monsters. Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. You can only control 1 First of the Dragons. This card cannot be destroyed by a battle except by battle with a normal monster. If this and this card is unaffected by other monsters' effects. We got 1 Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. Requires 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner normal monsters. If this card is special summoned, dragon type monsters you currently control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects until the end of the next turn. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. You got 1 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Requires 1 tuner or 1 or more non-tuner Blue Eyes monsters. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. Once per turn during either player's turn, when an effect of a card in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation. During either player's turn, you contribute this synchro summon card, special summon 1 light dragon type synchro monster from your extra deck in defense position except Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, but destroy it during the end phase of this turn. And we got 1 Guard Dragon LP. Requires 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster. You cannot special summon monsters except dragon type monsters. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck to a zone that 2 or more link monsters point to. You can only use this effect of Guard Dragon LP once per turn. You can only special summon Guard Dragon LPs once per turn. Got 1 Guard Dragon Pitsy. Requires 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster. You cannot special summon monsters except dragon monsters. During your main phase, you can target 1 of your dragon monsters that is banished, or in your graveyard, special summon it to a zone that 2 or more link monsters points to. You can only use this effect of Guard Dragon Pitsy once per turn. You can only special summon Guard Dragon Pitsy once per turn. Got 1 Guard Dragon Agarpain. Requires 2 dragon monsters. You cannot special summon monsters except dragon monsters. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 dragon monster from your extra deck to an extra deck monster zone or main monster zone that you can summon to, that 2 or more link monsters point to. You can only use this effect of Guard Dragon Argapane once per turn. You can only special summon Guard Dragon Argapane once per turn. And lastly, we got 1 Summon Sorceress. Requires 2 or more monsters with the same name except tokens. Oh, same type, my bad. Except tokens. If this card is linked summoned, you can special summon 1 monster from your hand in defense position to your opponent's side of the field that this card points to. You can target 1 face-up monster this card points to, special summon 1 monster from your deck in defense position with the same type as that monster to a zone that this card points to, but negate its effects. You can only use the effect of Summon Sorceress once per turn. Alright guys, that is my Blue Eyes deck profile. So, yeah. Tell me what you think. What did you like? What did you dislike? What would you do to improve it? I'm sorry that this isn't the most budget-friendly deck. But it is very fun to use. So yeah, please remember to like and subscribe. Remember, I have 100+ budget-friendly decks. So this is going to be a lot of fun content coming your way. and most importantly, have fun.